Hello and welcome to Reviews with Ryan, and today on the channel I'm going to be talking about the brand new thriller film called The Aviary. This film was directed by Chris Cullery and Jennifer Raitt. I'm sorry if I mispronounced those names, but if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, give the video a like, and comment below your thoughts on this film, and also turn on the notification bell so you never miss any video that I make. I would like to thank Sabian Films for giving me an early screener for this film. This film will be coming out on VOD and limited run in theaters on April the 29th. And now without further ado, let's jump into my thoughts on this brand new film. Two women flee into the New Mexican desert to escape the clutches of an insidious cult. Consumed by fear and paranoia, they can't shake the feeling that they are being followed by its leader, a man as seductive as he is controlling. With their supplies dwindling and their senses starting to fail them, they are faced with a horrifying question. How do you run from an enemy who lives inside your head? The film stars Malin Ackerman, Lorenzo Izzo, and Chris Messina. So I knew absolutely nothing about this film. I am familiar with Malin Ackerman as she's been in films like Couples Retreat and a few other films that I've watched. And Lorenza Izzo, she was in Knock Knock and also The Green Inferno. And those are some films that I really do like. So I was really excited to see them two in a role in just this kind of film. The film really starts out in a desert and they have escaped this cult. And the film really takes place in the desert the entire time. The cinematography of the desert looks really nice and it is shown throughout the entire film. Nothing too crazy with shots here. Score in this film, it's not really that noticeable. Nothing to really write home about. And then pretty much the film really focuses on these two characters and their past and their present and what they're trying to do. And at the same time, they're really trying to shake off this cult that they were a part of called Skylight. And they have this cult leader that is always in their head. I really like cult films, but I really felt that this film really played a lot of mind games. It just seemed like this cult leader they were really afraid of, and different kind of cryptic kind of moments and a little bit of, not really horror I would say, but I guess horror moments with just remembering being with this cult and what it did to them. And they are basically walking around this desert. They have limited food. They have a map. And they basically are getting lost. They come to this town and it is deserted. And then they keep running into this particular landmark throughout this journey. And there really isn't much else to this film. They're just kind of wandering around. There's a lot of different scenes where it's showing the cult leader. It's not a scary film. It's just a film where it really focuses on the struggle of these two women, of the fact that they were involved in this cult and they really can't shake the fact that they were in this cult, and they're just trying to find a way to get away from this cult permanently. I particularly did not like this film. I felt very bored with this film. I didn't have the problem with the fact that it was a heavy dialogue driven film, but it just doesn't seem like it really gets anywhere. It just seems like they're afraid of this leader and they're having these kind of weird dreams about this guy. And I really felt that towards the end of the film, where everything really wraps up and everything comes to a close, I don't really think that we really solved anything with these two women. It just seems like they are in paranoia and they have a lot of phobias and they're dwindling from hunger and just going through the motions of being in this desert. And there really isn't much else to this film. I never felt that it was scary. I never felt that there was any edge to my seat in this film. It just seemed like it was going through the same kind of motions and same kind of mind games over and over. And I never really felt that invested in the story. So I have to say, with the thoughts in mind about this film, because there really isn't much else to say about this film because it's a pretty simple story. It's just two women wandering in the desert and they are afraid of this cult and not really a ton happens. It's just them really scared of this cult basically. So with all that in mind, I would give a score of this film a 1.5 out of 5. I just didn't really like it. Yes, that's really cool scenery that is with the desert and such, and they're both good actors. I don't really think that the acting is bad in this. I just don't think that the story really goes anywhere for me. I didn't feel invested, like I said, and it just felt really boring and just two women just talking the entire time that never led to anywhere. So I really can't recommend this movie, but if you're interested in checking out this movie, it will be available on April 29th to check out on demand and limited theaters. But thank you guys for watching this review, and I'll see you guys on my next one.